Child, I don't have nothing to talk about, but I do have to wash these dishes. So, I mean, I guess we just go to see where the next like 10 minutes take us. See, I feel like the anointing on Hill's Kitchen makes it seem like, oh my God, somebody comes in and just cleans up everything, and the fun part is cooking and talking about things. And I'm like, yeah, but then there's the other part where I'm standing here cleaning dishes. This is gonna be about turning 28. Sorry y'all can't see me. I'm gonna have to like be intentional so that I'm still in the frame. Turning 28 is like, honestly, it's kind of incredible. I was kind of nervous about it. Like, I was relieved because 27 was a lot, but 28, I feel like a new woman. Shania 28, I feel like a woman. I actually love getting older. I feel like not only is it a rite of passage, but it's actually an honor and a privilege because no year is promised. And I understand how some people may feel sad or like weighed down on their birthday, but I feel the opposite. I feel like relief and peace and joy. I was telling my therapist this. I used to feel really self-conscious about my birthday in the sense that like, because it's in the winter, I would feel really determined to make it really special, or I want it to be the perfect day, and that would always stress me out. But I feel like as I've gotten older, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna let the birthday be what it is. I'm not tripping about what goes right, what goes wrong. And that's a very good feeling. I would like a high stakes birthday at some point, but like, am I tripping? No. Was high stakes in the budget? It was not. I won't name 28 things because we'll be here all day, but like 23 and being 28 is that like slow is good. Like, I'm the type of person where I want to go fast. And I mentioned this in my other video, the law school one, that like, I'm a very go, go, go kind of person. So being forced to slow down has really changed me to the point where I'm reflecting, being like, oh, why was I always moving so fast? Like, what was I rushing to? So I don't know, I feel a different level of contentment at 28 than I did in other seasons of my life. I think also at 28, I feel this like, what's the right word? I don't want to say apathy, but like, I don't want to say bad bitch either, but it's kind of like that, just this like sentiment of like, enough. Like, you don't even, where I'm just like, okay, tired of the games, tired of my bullshit, like tired of not having my act together and just handling it. I don't feel like I felt that way at other ages. At other ages, you know, you still know you young and cute, so you kind of play games with it. But at 28, I'm just like, no, I need to study, let's study. I'm like, oh, I need to like pay the bill, even though I don't feel like it, I'm gonna pay it. And I feel a lot of peace that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pay for the LNAT, pay for these law school applications, do all this stuff. I've been working, and you can't tell by my bank account because I stay taking care of my business. But it's kind of great because I feel more determined, because responsible is not the right word. I feel more determined. So I'm just like not pressed about it the way I once was. And number 3, I feel like what I learned from 28 is just like expectancy, that like God loves me too much for me to really be forsaken or for me to be left behind. It is true. It is, isn't it in Isaiah where he's like, oh, I've never seen, it may be Psalms, this is bad. I will edit it in, but where he's like, I was once young and now I'm old, but I've never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread. That verse kind of got me through 2022. At first it was cute, and then it got real. Where I was like, ooh, am I about to get forsaken? Is it all falling apart? Like, what's tea? But I feel better now. And that verse has a new meaning because I'm like, oh, he really won't leave me hanging. So then I can just be myself, and whatever happens, happens. And like, yeah, I have to be submitted and like paying attention to what God is telling me, but like, it's that sentiment of like, oh, I can't actually outrun his goodness and his grace. And that feels relieving, because you're like, oh, all the seasons of my life are already ordained. It's just a matter of me walking them out. So again, then I feel like a new level of peace, because I'm just like, oh, it's okay that I'm not killing it, you know, at this season of my life. It's okay that I'm like not where I thought I'd be. Like, I'm so content that I don't actually mind that it doesn't look the way I thought. Like, I'm okay with my little minimum wage job. I'm okay with being back in Atlanta. I'm okay with like things just being mundane compared to like other seasons of my life. And it's not because, oh, I don't have those big goals anymore, but because I'm like, oh, those all have their own time. So if this isn't the time, then that's fine, because that time will come back around. And my best friend, I'll never forget, like 2 years ago, she like gave me this reading and kind of broke down the meaning of the Wheel of Fortune, being like, oh, you know, the wheel of life will always turn. So it's like you will have great seasons and you will have low seasons, and that neither of them are like more important than the other. Like they are equally valuable and they're equally present in your life. Know that the mountain is temporary and know that the valley is temporary. And I feel like that's something that like has come into full fruition at 28. Like I got it a little bit when she first told me that, but now I really see it because I'm like, oh, all these seasons are temporary. So it's like the seasons of you being like single are temporary. The seasons of you being really sad and low and anxious and depressed, those are temporary. The seasons of you feeling really high as a kite, really on top of the world and living your best life, those are also temporary. And I think in a weird way, we want to get caught like in the sweet spot where, oh, we're always winning, we're always high, it's always going great. And it's like, no. Like I'm the type where I will always try to like rush through the valley, rush through the tough spots, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be sad. Where's my comeback? Where's my upswing? And now I'm just like, nah, not because I don't want to get out of the valley, but because I'm just like, it's gonna turn when it turns. Like it really won't matter what I do or don't do, what I do or don't apply for. The right thing will find me. Like favor ain't fair. And also, you know what's meant for you won't miss you. I always tell my friends, God won't forget to bless me. Like he won't forget to put the right people in your life. He won't forget to like put you exactly where you're meant to be. So I'm kind of like, that takes a lot of pressure off. That like I'm not supposed to be like searching and like putting all these works in to like further myself. Like I'm just gonna be disciplined and consistent with what I already know I'm supposed to be doing. And what comes of that is what comes of that. I only have one more thing to wash, and it's technically not even mine. See, that went by so fast. But yeah, I think turning 28 has then made me excited about everything else, because I'm like, it's kind of amazing that every birthday is very radically different from the next because of how vastly unique the seasons of my life are. So I'm like, okay, let's see what this year holds, but like, I don't have fear about it the way I did in the past, or like any naivete. Like, I'm like, okay, if it's a great year, cool. If it's like really intense and messy, then okay, that's fine too. But I feel like I'm not gonna say, oh, it wasn't a year worth living if it's not like the greatest time ever. Because even though 27 wasn't like the greatest time ever, she did serve a purpose in my life. And I will say, maybe the L's set me up for better W's. They don't want me to say that. They didn't think I would get to that point, but I did. So how about that? I just feel more powerful, more confident, more at peace, and more ready, and just like in stride with who I am. For my birthday, my sibling got me Tabitha Brown's cookbook, and I'm so hyped. So that's how you know we're doing big things. Just because I posted late this week doesn't mean I forgot about y'all and that I'm on my bullshit. I'm not. I just worked 3 doubles this weekend, and that's why. And Apple was playing games with me. I was trying to be cute and upgrade my equipment on the low so y'all could see me, you know, in my highest form, but I gotta wait on the upgrade. So that threw everything off on top of working 3 doubles. But anyway, we digress. I serve so much ahead of me in life that I can't really trip about what isn't there. It's coming towards me. It's coming towards me. Lucky girl syndrome on TikTok is very that, where I'm like, you know what? I'm actually very blessed. Like I'm actually living in abundance. And even if my circumstances don't say that, that's what I believe. And that's what I'm gonna continue to speak to, and that's what I'm gonna continue to walk in. Getting older is great. I don't care what the people say. Getting older is everything, especially when you don't look your age. That helps half the battle. When everyone's like, oh my God, you're like, girl, I look the same. If anything, I look better. So now what? Like, why would I be mad about getting older if I'm gonna look better? Like, do the math. Like, also, it's Tabitha. You know she don't look her age. So again, I'm like, if I look like that when I'm, you know, well into my life, you will not hear any complaints from me. No year is promised, so I'm not even gonna get caught up being like, oh, I can't believe I'm getting older. I can't believe, like, I'm like, no, I'm aging like fine wine. And that's not even like in appearance. I mean like in maturity, in intelligence, in ideas, in confidence, and all the above. Aging, ideally, if you're doing the work, it produces that. It produces good fruit. So again, I'm not pressed about getting older, because I'm like, I'm bearing good fruit. I like this version of me, and I think it's the best version of me. So if that comes out of getting older, maybe we just keep going, you know? Y'all be well. I will see you in February. Okay, all right. Bye.